All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. First of all, little housekeeping. I'm getting a lot of messages regarding the channel and what will happen with this channel and so forth. The truth is, there are currently two strikes on the account, and one more strike means the channel goes away. I don't know if it goes away permanently. I know one of the strikes will come off in early March, I think March the 12th. And I'm not sure even why I got that strike, to be honest with you, but I, adjusted after that first strike, and I'm trying to adjust again after the second strike. And I know a lot of people say, like Rick Beato did this video about how to get rid of strikes. And basically, what he does is he goes out and makes videos about what's happening to him. And he's got a lot of friends in the industry, whereas I do not have. I have a few friends, but nothing. I mean, I don't have Steve Lukather sending me text messages saying, "Hey, man, it's me." You know, I'm with you, man. So it would be cool if I had those guys doing that. But here's the difference. At times, I'm critical of things, and in fact, the body of this video, which I'm going to talk about here, about what's happening to the band Heart over a long period of time, actually inspired by one of the patrons here by the name of Jesse, who sent me a message regarding the new Ann Wilson song called Tender Heart, which is pretty much a replica of the song Kiss and Say Goodbye. If you know that track by the Manhattans, and I did a video on it already, talking about the tempo and the cadence and pretty much every aspect of it, even some of the background guitar licks, Jesse thinks kind of sound a bit like Kiss and Say Goodbye. And I listened to about 30 seconds of it, and I was just, what? I mean, and yeah, we all understand that there are only so many note combinations out there, but I still hear some original music out there, and it's not being played on radio stations and so forth. And let me get into what I think happened with Heart. Obviously, the sisters had a falling out a few years ago. There was a big pile of money that was put on the table to get them touring again, and it got them touring again. There was never any kind of public apology. It was more like, we're just going to move on and we'll forgive each other to some degree, but there was never any recognition of the problem and then saying, okay, well, this is how we've managed this problem and worked through it. The stuff was highly personal, and it had to do with Anne's relationship with someone else and how they were treating another party involved. And if you go back through the archives, you can find those videos. And I don't know if you recover from something like that. Maybe you do in a business way, but maybe not in a personal way. But I think the problem with the band Heart is they're always trying to be edgy. They're always trying to be progressive or edgy, although Ann Wilson's latest single is neither. It's more just like an R&B sort of copy. But I see articles with Ann Wilson and even Nancy Wilson where they're always kind of talking about, cutting edge this, and we're going to, be, this Seattle band and so forth. And yeah, they're from Seattle, but it's not like you think of, Nirvana and then you think of Heart. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no real link to those two groups other than maybe a few riffs in Barracuda. I mean, I don't know where the similarities are, but the last 10 years, a lot of aging rock stars tend to want to be relevant, but they don't realize that their core audience still wants them to be who they were originally. like I was telling my friend Jesse here that I'd be fine if the band wanted to do a sequel to the Dog and Butterfly album, because that's really, for me, when I first heard Heart, that was the album I had. And again, during the 80s, I had a bunch of their stuff. I don't think I bought albums, probably singles, but they had adjusted to the 80s and they had done so in a way that was spectacularly successful. Few bands made that transition from 70s to 80s like Heart did. And then obviously the 90s came along and that was it. And since then, you get an occasional album or a single, or the sisters go off on their own and they do things. I think that lack of like sticking together in actually reclaiming the sound that made them really popular. And I would say, even if you wanted to ditch the 80s, which I don't usually say because I really like the 80s, but say you didn't want to be that 80s band with the hair and the, which I completely understand. And you didn't want that sort of big, pompous sound that was being produced in those days, and you wanted to go back to your roots in the 70s, I think you'd have a lot of people excited about that. And again, like the Dog and Butterfly illustration, the band is constantly not focusing on their original identity. When the sisters do interviews, they're talking about the next big thing, how this new project is going to be better than the last project, and wait till you hear it. And then, like that band that Nancy Wilson did, a Royal something, that's how bad I am right now, Road Case Royale or something like that. To me, it was really disappointing. I mean, there were some okay moments, but you're just so far from what got you to where you went. You're just so far away from that now. And you continue to like say, hey, we're going to push the envelope some more. And most of your core constituency, your fan base, is just like, yeah, all right. It'd be nice if Heart put out a new album that I could listen to, but they're not. And we'll just have to go back and listen to whatever album you first got when you were a Heart fan. So the problem, I think, with Heart is they don't have this united front, and that might be uh, personal. Could be personal. It could be artistic. Ann Wilson, for a long time, seemed to be kind of in her own world and paying tribute to Seattle and recognizing these singers who aren't alive anymore. And I'm thinking, I was thinking to myself, I hope this doesn't like ruffle any feathers, but I'm thinking, hey, Ann, you're a better singer than a lot of these people you're recognizing. And to me, instead of like doing remakes of songs that people have done before who are no longer with us, how about some new material? How about sitting down with some great songwriters and figuring out how to create something that honors the past but moves the band into the future and keeps the momentum rolling? There are few old timer bands that are doing that these days. Most are either living off their legacy or they've completely abandoned their legacy, which is just bizarre. Because again, you buy tickets because you want to hear the band do all of these songs, and then if they add a couple of tracks to the set list that can fit in with what they did in the past, then the audience is probably going to be not only forgiving, but maybe a little excited. Maybe I will go out and download this track or buy the new album. Maybe I will, especially if you attend the concert and it's for sale right there. You can buy yourself a souvenir, probably better than a t-shirt. You can at least use the CD for a coaster. And obviously vinyl is coming back, so you could maybe purchase some vinyl and make a nice little audio listening room in your house and build some cabinets and start a new vinyl collection. I mean, I've been scouring thrift stores looking for vinyl because it's kind of a fun thing to do. And there's a little bit of it out there. Some of it's not in good condition, but just to see albums out there, it's kind of a cool thing. So anyway, that's my diatribe about heart. Just again, the housekeeping stuff. Keep supporting the channel. Um, Keep subscribing. If the channel goes down, Rumble might be a place where I will go. I might start a brand new channel here with a variation on the name. It wouldn't be hard to do. And I would have to obviously change the way I do what I've been doing. And I'm doing that now, actually. But the other issue is, there are videos out there that, with hundreds of thousands of views. I don't have that many of them compared to, these big league channels. But it would be really sad, because they're out there kind of just accumulating viewership. And that's work that I did. That's stuff that at the time was relevant, and some people like it and some people don't, but they watch it. And it's almost like intellectual property that's going to get destroyed and just get erased, which I don't fully understand. But this is a new era that we are in now, when a lot of stuff is disposable. And it's tragic, because especially if you're kind of earning some revenue and you get used to that, and then it just gets pulled out from under you. So just keep your thoughts and prayers coming, and I'll keep you updated. If you're on Patreon, I will obviously update patrons if anything happens over there. If you want to join Patreon before it goes down, before the channel goes down, if that happens, you can do so for just $1 a month. If you want to give $5 a month, $2 a month, at that point, that'll be all the revenue I'll have. So that money will be extremely important to my existence trying to move forward here. My wife is not happy. She's kind of worried, and I'm kind of worried. So I'm not a vindictive person. I'm not, looking into any sort of retaliation or anything like. There's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do about this. I will be talking to some people this week about it, but my guess is it's a right to work thing. They can terminate you for things that you're not even aware of. That's the weird thing. I'm being fired for stuff I didn't even know I did wrong. And I'm sure that's happened to you at your job or a job at one point. It's not a happy thing. So that's it.